Hey, welcome back to another video. This video I am going to be setting up the canopy. Well, just starting to get it set up. Get the fridge installed, set up the solar panel, get the AGM battery in the canopy, and hopefully all running. So yeah, we'll just follow as I just go through and get it set up. So the first thing I'm going to look at mounting is the fridge. I have got a Titan fridge slide, and the plan was to put an artificial floor in, have the slide come out. But I've been doing the measurements, and with the setup of this canopy, by the time I put the artificial floor in, had the slide out, there wasn't actually going to be too much room, and it would have been quite high, the fridge, to actually get into it. I didn't want to pay for a drop down slide, so I've decided that I'm going to actually just hard mount the fridge in here. I've kind of given it a bit of a dummy run, and I can get in, the missus can get in, so what I'm thinking is I'm going to pull this Titan fridge slide apart and actually use this base and just mount this base into the bottom of the canopy, and then I can just use this as to tie it off onto. So it'll give me a nice solid base. You know, I'm going to lose a bit of room without being able to slide for potential cupboards above, but yeah, just for the design of it, I think for me it's going to be my best, easiest and kind of cheapest solution. So yeah, let's get this mounted in. Okay, so I've just mocked it up, kind of how I'm planning to have it, so it's still quite accessible. The lid doesn't fully open, but I think there's enough room. The only thing I'm not sure about is there's limited space here for cupboards. My other option is I run it on the side, so I can still access it from the top here. The only problem is getting into the back one, which is just a small compartment, but that way it gives me more room for potential shelving. So I've had a bit of a think about it, and I've decided I'm going to mount it this way. It is going to make it a bit harder just to get to the back section of the fridge, but in doing that it's going to be able to allow me to mount some shelving in here, a lot more area to utilise. I have less lost space, so I can still run shelving right through. I think this is going to be the best option. So just looking at mounting it in, I have got one hole which I've used for mounting my canopy to the tray, so I'm going to go through that existing hole, a couple more on each corner, and then that should mount in very nicely. So looks good. Okay, so got the fridge mounted in on the Titan, well, part of the Titan slide. Now just looking at where I'm going to set my battery box up. But before I mount the battery box, I'm just going to cut, I've got some rubber to lay down the bottom, so I'm just going to custom cut that to fit in, and then the battery box can sit on top of that.
I think, oh, you know, these are losing a bit.
Okay, so just mounted in the battery. So I've just attached one end to the Titan fridge slide, drilled a hole in there, got the ratchet strapped through, and then just drilled that through. So got back from work, flew back in this afternoon, and there's two parcels waiting for me, well actually three parcels waiting for me of little bits and pieces that I've ended up buying. I thought I'd give you guys a quick rundown of what I purchased, and then also maybe just do a quick review on them, and then also an install. So with a new canopy, wanting to mount a solar panel on the roof, that way it's constantly charging the battery, running the fridge, which will be in there full time. So I've gone for the cheapest and probably nastiest solar panel I could find on eBay, well, for the kind of wattage I was wanting. So I don't know a lot about solar panels, but I've gone for a 300 watt, supposedly. I don't think you can trust everything that's solar on eBay, so we're going to see how it goes, but it's a 300 watt solar panel for 150 bucks delivered. That also includes a 20 amp MTT, I think it is, charger, which I understand is not the best type of charger, but it was cheap, and I'll see, I might have to upgrade down the track, but it's thrown in free apparently, so yeah, we'll check that out. And then I've also got some mounts, so I don't really want to drill into the top of the canopy, so I've been looking around. Apparently you can do Sikaflex, which is like a glue, but what I need to do is actually mount that onto some brackets, which then I can mount on the top of my canopy, so they've also arrived. So I thought I'd just give you a quick rundown on that, show you, what's arrived, how it looks, but then also go into mounting those on the top of the canopy and then wiring it up to my battery and then seeing how it actually runs. So if you're interested in seeing how these cheap eBay solar panels actually go, this is probably a good video. We'll give you a little bit of a rundown. Okay, looks pretty much the same as what the Kings guys sell. So first impressions from my limited knowledge on solar panels, looks reasonable. It's not damaged, which is good. There's a few little marks on it, but they might just wash off. Overall seems pretty good. There's some details about the panel. So maximum power 300 watts. So these are the brackets for the solar panel. They actually look quite good quality. We'll just dummy it up, see how that looks. I guess we'll drill the holes through, mount it, and yeah, and then I can just glue it on, which would be cool. Well, they look pretty good. Looks like they should be relatively easy to mount. Just gives you a little bit of space between the solar panel. Okay, just going to get my solar panel set up. So currently has these connections. So I'm just going to cut these off and then install an Anderson plug. Then it'll make it easy. It'll make it a lot easier if I want to unplug this one, plug in my portable, my foldable one, and hook it into my setup. So I'll cut these off and install an Anderson plug.
We love popcorn, but mostly we love music. Triple J.
So just going to start giving the wiring a bit of a clean up, just throw it into some cable conduit, and then just going to, I don't know, just make a bit of a basic kind of panel that this can all be mounted on, nothing too flash, but yeah, just give it a bit of a tidy up and get it all out of the way. Okay, so just finished up wiring up the fridge to the solar panel into the battery. Not a super tidy job, but first kind of time doing something like this, so and I think I'm eventually going to change my solar regulator, so I've just done a bit of a quick, I was just gluing at the top here at the moment, but yeah, seems to be all operating at the moment. Just keep an eye on it, got a fuse in there, a couple of fuses actually in the line, but yeah, not too bad, doesn't take up too much space. And now I'm going to start planning for the rest of the canopy. So fridge setup, probably next is going to be lights in the canopy, probably do some insulation, and then look at some kind of drawer system on this side, and I plan to just leave this side open. So okay, that's the end of another video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe. So the fridge is all wired up, cold drinks, nice and cold, hooked up to the solar and seems to be working okay. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I think next one I'm going to be installing a rear camera. So now with the canopy, just reversing out of car parks, bits and pieces, just be nice to have that, you know, a bit of a camera set up in the back. So stay tuned for the next video. Catch you later.